Wow. See, there was nothing like this in Star Trek Into Darkness, which made no bloody sense. You know, they kind of do whatever it is, like this, kind of more or less near to the end of the film, more or less. And you know what? It just didn't make bloody sense, for Christ's sakes. I mean, why didn't they just try and do a remake? Like a remake, like do it like Psycho 98 and just sort of like do it like scene for scene. It's in colour, it's in Dolby Digital. The Dolby Digital is pretty damn good. The mix on it. They could have sort of like, you know. But you know what? I don't think it's necessary, because I can imagine how that would look. And so could you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you over there, and we can all imagine. Really, we don't need all these bloody goddamn bloody remakes for the sake of bloody 3D, for crying out loud, and Dolby Atmos, for Christ's sakes. We don't need it. It's not necessary. And upmixing all these films to bloody Atmos and that is like milking the bloody tits on the cow again, and it's just like, well, oh, I might as well do that. Might as well do that. What was I doing? I was giving it a roasting the other day. Black Hawk Down. Yeah, give that a roasting again. How crap those middle surrounds carrying the sound. That was basically on ground level, and people yelling and chanting or whatever, and a vehicle moving around, going from left to right, and thinking like the vehicle suddenly driving around, and then suddenly it gets back to the future conversion and then goes above you, and while it's still on the, it was a clusterfuck sound mix, for crying out loud. And I think most of the masses that, well, I'm not saying everyone should get a setup like mine, but most of the masses are going to be totally clueless and think, oh wow, and they're just going to buy into that crap or every single time. Me, I hardly touch it. I hardly buy a 4K disc. When was the last time I brought a 4K disc? I think it was the Jack Ryan collection, and thank goodness that was Dolby Atmos free, for God. I mean, oh, really? I don't think I want a submarine going overhead in Hunt for October, because you know why? I heard that when I projected it at bloody UCI cinemas back in 19... when did that come out, that film? 1990. When it played in Dolby SR. I think it was it Interlocked? Was that Interlocked? Because I think we only used the interlock. The interlock is where you got a projector over here and a projector over there, and you can have the film print over here, and then you just basically you thread it round first off the cake plate, around the rollers, over to the other projector, and all around the rollers, and then you bring it, the film comes back, I think, across the somewhere down there at a lower level somewhere, if I can recall, or was it above? It might have been above, but anyway, it goes back to the other cake plate, and then you just go to the projectors, and then you lace the projectors up, check the rack and everything, and check your loop on your intermittent sprocket is okay, and clean everything down, and run the film. That's it. And then so all you get would be, I think, would be in the smaller screens, is a less the time delay would be slightly less than it would have been with screens 5 and 6, where it was a very long corridor going way down to the other booth, because of the two big main screens were probably better than the smaller screens. Yeah, I heard for Red October with LCR and overhead surround, because all the speakers were fitted in onto the ceiling. Electro Voice speakers in the auditorium, and the Dolby SR was, well, the best analog sound you could possibly hear. But sadly today, you'd probably only hear that now only in very few selected cinemas that would probably run 3570.
Raise them. I can't. Where's the override? The override.
Oh, right there.
Fire.
Yeah, fire.
Fire.
Brilliant.
I can't. Where's the override? The override. Fire.
Fire. Fire.
Fire. Fire. We can't fire, sir. Why can't you?
Wow, I like that sound.
And the warp drive.
Fire extinguisher over there. Wow. Wow.
Wait. She's not going anywhere.
I was watching the PAL Laserdisc pressing, UK pressing, which slightly opens in scope and then widens up and goes into pan and scan, and it's got real changeover dots on it as well that appear oval shaped. Oh gosh, I think the sound when it was getting to the end of the disc on side 1, where I think it goes from the sound was going like that, yeah, and then it cuts, and then that last bit there, that scene bit there, that appears on side 2 on the disc side change. Yeah, the analog, oh gosh, not as bad, but not as bad as when I was playing a film the other day, or I think it was last month, on Laserdisc, Flashpoint, Chris Christopherson and Treat Williams, and that guy with from RoboCop, was it Clarence Boddicker? That's